Hey, Stephen, you are beautiful. And today on Coffee Talk, our guest is Kathy Kleiner Rubin, author of the book A Light in the Dark, Surviving More Than Ted Bundy. This is her story. You can also purchase this book right now. Go to our links down below or click right above here. It all starts now. Don't touch that dial.
The killer struck first at the Chi Omega sorority house. Police say he simply walked in through an unlocked door. They say he was armed with a heavy oak log. He clubbed and then strangled to death 20-year-old Lisa Levy and 21-year-old Margaret Bowman. At least one of them was raped. Then he brutally beat three more sleeping co-eds, Karen Chandler and Kathy Kleiner. So for everybody watching, if you're tuning in right now, we're talking with Kathy in her book, A Light in the Dark, which in 78, January, around that time, I believe Ted Bundy arrived January 8th in Tallahassee, Florida. He stayed at a motel. Then he was at a boarding house, just to recap for all the other people watching this, under an alias Chris Hagen. I think where he was staying was it like a minute drive from where the sorority house was? Is that true?
Yes, it was. It was down the street and around the corner, basically. And Bundy walked the campus and acted like a student, but he was like 32 and all the other students were like 19 and 20. So he didn't really fit in as a college student like he wanted to be. Yeah. So he found that kind of disappointing.
Now, at the time, he was trying to get a job construction, but he had no ID. So supposedly he couldn't get a job. So he was shoplifting. But how is he staying at a boarding house and paying for that? I don't get it. How is he even pulling this all off?
He had ID from other students and he would go around and ATM it or go to the bank with the ID and get some money that way. But he didn't have anything. I mean, like I said, he probably had one suit to his name because he shoplifted and pants and and a shirt and everything. So he wasn't fashion on the campus. He was just a lonely, old, sick guy that had a terrible feeling and a terrible wish to kill women.
Crazy. Now, there was no warning, like any notice around the campus as a stranger? Anybody report any sightings that you'd heard maybe later on about it? No, nobody even noticed it.
No one even noticed it. It was just like everything was normal. The week coming up to the attack, I was, taking classes and staying up late and watching TV and sitting with the girls in the rec room in the sorority house, which is a big room with a fireplace and a TV. And we just all hung out there. So the band, that was my week before the attack. Friday night, I went a toga party and had too much fun. And Saturday, I was really hungover, not feeling well, but I had a wedding I had to attend. So I got dressed and it had turned really, really cold out. It was warm on Friday and cold on Saturday, and just drank too much, staggered home and went into my bed pretty late that night. So Saturday morning was the wedding. I felt terrible. And so I went to the wedding reception and then went to a friend's house for dinner and then returned home pretty early to the sorority. I had a calculus test for Monday and I didn't do well in calculus. So I thought I'd, stay home and study Saturday night, which I didn't. But I was actually asleep and my roommate went to bed around 11:30 that night on Saturday the 14th.
The killer came in from the night and then returned to it with an ease that has so far baffled police and left most co-eds here terrified. Blood-stained bed sheets and numerous bags of other evidence were prepared at the Tallahassee Police Department for transfer to the crime lab. Sergeant Howard Winkler was one of the first on the scene.
When he hit the girls, I just don't think they had a chance to fight back. I think he just went in and hit them. I just don't think they had a chance to cry.
Could you state your name for us, please?
Karen Ann Chandler.
Spell your last name for the record.
Chandler.
And where are you from, Karen?
I'm presently in Atlanta.
Okay. And where did you live back in January of 1978?
In Tallahassee.
Where?
At the Chi Omega house.
And do you recall what room you lived in?
Room number 8.
Did you have a roommate?
Yes, I did. Kathy Kleiner.
Okay. What was her name?
Karen Chandler, who you shared the You guys shared a adjoining room with the other two ladies, right?
Yes, we were two in a bed. Every room had two girls that stayed in them. We all had
Gotcha.
twin beds. So the first person he went up and killed was Margaret Bowman, and the second one was Lisa Levy, and both of them were asleep in their beds without their roommates being there.
Without the
And then
roommate.
he came into our room.
Wow. So he was cased. So he must have been casing it out because he knew how to go. Where to go. Like
He was at the bar around the corner from the
Mhm.
sorority, and he was trying to dance with girls, and they were kind of not really wanting to dance. And a couple of them said, "My gosh, I just danced with this old guy, like an ex-con or something." And he didn't fit in, and the girls were shunning him and everything. So a couple of the sorority girls left the bar and were walking home through the back door, and there was firewood that we had out the back door, and that was used for the fireplace.
Mm.
And these women would come in, and the back door had been broken for a while, and they were going to have it fixed. But he just saw they were just, trying to do the padlock. It didn't work, so they just walked on in. So he was hiding in the bushes, I think, and making himself in the dark so no one could see him. And once they went in, he grabbed a piece of that oak firewood and walked in to the back door of the sorority and just kind of walked in that way.
Stop right there. We'll be releasing more clips of my conversation with Kathy, so make sure you hit that notifications button and subscribe so you don't miss those episodes. But right now, you could get Kathy's book, A Light in the Dark, Surviving More Than Ted Bundy, in our links down below. You could click on that. And if you want to catch this episode now unedited, join our members-only club right here on Coffee Talk. Until then, everybody, thank you for watching. Put your comments down below, and we'll see you all later.